My name's Marco. No one knows this story but me and what's left below. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe no one will believe this. But if you hear a whisper where it shouldn't be, run. Without thinking. Because I didn't do it. 10 years ago, my family bought an old house on the edge of a small village. It wasn't a special place. Everything seems normal until you're left alone in silence. And the silence in that house was never just silence. She was always waiting for something. We rarely opened the cellar. It was small, cold, with one bare bulb that flickered as if it wanted to go out every now and then. The smell was the strangest. Not to moisture, not to mold, but something between soil, ash, and scrap metal. Something that does not belong in houses where people live. I first heard it when I was 15 years old. I was sitting in the room, listening to music, when suddenly everything stopped. The phone turned itself off, and in that silence, I heard a whisper. Not as a voice, not as a sentence. Rather, it was as if someone was breathing right next to my neck, trying to say something, but without words. Like this. The next day, I asked my parents. My mother just laughed at me and said that I was probably dreaming. Father put down the spoon, looked at me and said only one thing. Don't open the cellar at night. I didn't understand why at the time. A year later, everything started to deteriorate. Every night at exactly 2:13 a.m., a sound would be heard, like nails crossing wood. Take it easy. Rhythmically. TR, TR, TR. Always 3 times. Never 4, never 2, only 3. And then a whisper. Always the same. Always close. It's like he's standing right behind me. One night I couldn't stand it. I decided to go to the basement and prove to myself that I was imagining everything. 2:11, silence. 2:12. The light bulb in the hallway flickers like it's about to explode. 2:13, the first TR. Second TR. The third TR. I'm taking the doorknob from the basement, and just as I touch her, on the other side, you can hear quietly, "We've arrived. And it wasn't even a whisper. It was a voice, but not human. Not completely. It's as if 3 people are talking through the same throat. I instinctively jump back. My heart is beating like crazy. And then, silence. No whispers, no typing, nothing. Just the feeling of being watched. The next morning, I told my father what I had heard. He just sighs and says, "It's a good thing you didn't open it." I ask him, "Why?" He looked at the floor, then at the cellar door, and quietly said, "Because the one below doesn't ask you to open it. It's asking you to let it out." Months have passed, and then came the worst night of my life. It was raining like never before. Thunder strikes, the house shakes, and at 2:13, instead of the usual typing, something else is heard. Steps. Take it easy. Difficult. It's as if something's climbing up the wooden stairs from the basement. Kurr. 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 My heart stopped. I hide behind the door of the room. Footsteps stop in front of my hallway, and then I hear a voice. Right behind the wall. "Marco, open. It's late." It wasn't the older voice. It wasn't a whisper. It was my father's voice. But the father was sleeping in another room. I know this because I heard him turn over in bed seconds before. I didn't open it. Another voice answered. This time, female. "Son, we're cold." My mother's voice. But she didn't get up at all. I heard her cough from the bedroom. Whatever it was, it knew their voices. Maybe mine too. Footsteps began to move toward my door. Then they stopped. And slowly, barely audible, as if the face is leaning against the other side of the door. Open. Just for a moment. The floor shakes from the weight of something standing behind the door. And then, and as if someone were running a fingernail across the door. Chur. At that moment, my father runs into the hallway, opens the door to my room, pulls me aside, and whispers, "Don't look at the door. Don't turn." He locks me in another room and holds the doorknob. Through the wall, I hear something that is not walking, more like crawling. Something peeled off his skin, so he drags it on the floor. Through it all, I hear laughter, deep, rough, and hungry. We left the house that morning, forever. We never opened the cellar again. Mother and father later told me the house belonged to a man who talked to what lives below. He disappeared, never found. They say that what lives in that house does not like to be alone. They say it's best left there, with the silence and the dark. But sometimes, even today, a whisper wakes me up, although I'm far from that house. Always the same, always familiar. I'm not crazy. I know he is. I know he found me. And every night it's closer. Because what we fear the most, he doesn't stop looking for us. Just because we